It was only a couple of days ago that Tony Abbott warned his party room to maintain discipline. Today, that advice was ignored as Malcolm Turnbull was publicly named and shamed, handing the government a gift and bringing tensions in the coalition back out into the open. They distracted from questions about the government's asylum seeker policy. With more from Canberra, here's our political correspondent Tom Eagleton, and a warning: there are some pictures in his report that some viewers may find distressing.
A public profile is essential for success in politics, but there's a right way and a wrong way.
If you want to become famous, miss a vote.
Malcolm Turnbull did just that.
Aye 70, no 67.
And got a now infamous dressing down. An email from Chief Whip Warren Entsch to the entire coalition party room tore strips off Malcolm Turnbull for missing 5 votes. This behaviour is totally unacceptable and shows great disrespect, the letter said.
Everything's fine.
It was then leaked. Malcolm Turnbull says missed votes weren't dealt with like this when he was leader.
But it was always raised privately. There was never any attempt to publicise it. So, as far as I'm aware, this is a first.
And he's hinting at a deliberate attempt to undermine him.
Send a letter out like that, it's effectively a press release. I mean, that's the obvious intent of it.
But the Chief Whip shot that down too.
There's no conspiracy, there's no scheming.
The timing could barely have been worse. The leak surfaced as parliamentarians gathered for a morning tea together to support cancer research.
Is there any part that you've suggested I don't cut open?
Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott managed a moment of civility.
Yes. Can I put one in the middle too?
If that seemed empty,
better go and put some tea in it now.
The body language between Tony Abbott and Malcolm Turnbull was full of tension.
How are you, mate?
Randy, real good, good.
Good to see you. How was Melbourne? Melbourne was terrific, mate. The manufacturers are our mates.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right, good.
Inevitable questions followed about how the former and the current leader are getting on.
Sure, he does. He has my support, and there's no question about that. I mean, no question about that.
Did you know about that letter, Mr. Abbott, that was written? Sorry, guys. Do you endorse the strong nature of it?
The Whip's saying Mr. Abbott hadn't seen the letter before it was sent out to the Liberal Party room.
He had no discussion or no involvement in it whatsoever, and any suggestion to the contrary is absolute nonsense.
Mr. Turnbull's admitting he missed 2 votes, not 5, as the letter says.
But, the fact is that you should be here all the time because people like Mr. Albanese can pull on stunts late in the day.
And I was sent an email earlier on today.
And Mr. Albanese performed as predicted, reading from the leaked letter.
He's always had a problem with emails, Mr. Speaker.
And the taunts didn't stop there.
That there's a fire of division over there in the opposition.
They're even too divided to turn up to their own divisions.
And Liberals are divided. Malcolm Turnbull supporters are outraged, while others are predicting there'll be more tension ahead. But one thing that all in the coalition party room would agree on is that the drama was a distraction on a day when the government should have been under real pressure over its asylum seeker policy. Evidence of asylum seekers being caned in Malaysian detention centres is raising still more questions about the government's people swap deal with Kuala Lumpur.
I can guarantee that no asylum seeker sent to Nauru will be subject to caning. Can the Prime Minister make the same guarantee about asylum seekers sent to Malaysia?
I myself was asked questions about it by the media today and fully answered this question.
But the Prime Minister's answers on the question were a masterclass on how to defuse potential media bombs.
I think you'll find the Minister for Immigration's dealt with that matter this morning and dealt with the undertakings we've got from Malaysia.
But can you give a guarantee that they won't be flogged or caned?
Well, the Minister has dealt with this morning. And
by the time the House rose for the night, the opposition had adopted a similar strategy for questions about the Chief Whip's leaked letter.
Was it necessary for the Whip to put out that harsh letter?
Wayne Swan, he's a slippery character, isn't he? Very slippery character.
On the letter, what do you think?
I think Wayne Swan read the letter.
An answer that probably won't close the door on tensions in the Liberal Party room. Tom Eagleton, Late Line.